What do we have on the Saturday? It's going to be a very crucial game if you happen to have the color orange in your side. No points yet in 2 games, and they're up against a champion side in the Mumbai Indians. Match number 9 coming from Chennai. We're going to be there keeping an eye on it, but I think for Hyderabad, let's start with the men from Hyderabad. It's going to be very key from them, Michael. We've already mentioned the points, of course. They look at that points table, but what do they need to do with the composition of their side?
Well, I think it's very simple. If the wicket plays like we've seen it in Chennai, and it looks like 140, 150 is a good score, they have to play Kane Williamson. He's a past master of just playing and being consistent. Is Kane Williamson a 200, 220 star T20 player? No. But is he a 150, 160 consistently and getting you a 70, 50 ball, 75, 70? Absolutely. So they have to, and I'm sure they will, having lost 2 of the first 2, they have to work their order to make sure that Kane Williamson gets a game.
The big question is Rashid Khan, Jason Holder, David Warner. That's 3 places with the way Holder played the last game. So do you sacrifice Johnny Bairstow for Williamson, Joy?
I don't really think they have a choice at this point in time. I think they need Kane Williamson, and the only other option is that if they drop Jason Holder, which is a very, very tough decision, because if they drop Jason Holder, I think what they need to do is play a spinner, somebody like Abhishek Sharma, and get Samad to bowl a bit. The other I'm actually genuinely asking them is that do they send a message to Manish Pandey? Because Manish Pandey, whatever he's done, even when he scored runs, 38 of 37 odd balls, that's really losing your team the game. Because you're coming in at number 3, you're taking a whole lot of deliveries, and that's putting so much pressure on the rest of the batsmen. It's not funny. So I think either somebody needs to have a long chat with him and say, what is happening out here? We need to sort this out, because you cannot be our number 3 batsman, the most expensive player that we have, eat up so many balls and score the strike rate of 103, 104. It's not up. So he had the first match, and you can have an aberration in one match. It happens to everybody. You cannot have 2 matches in a row happening like that. So what's happening there, I don't know. Somebody either needs to have a very strong chat with him, or he needs to sit for a day and think about what's happened.
Yeah, but far easier. When we had this preview to the game in Chennai, it took just 5 seconds for Michael Vaughan to say, MS Dhoni's team, no changes, let's move on. I wonder what we're going to have to say about the team from Mumbai, because they're another team who just don't make changes because they simply don't need to. They keep winning, and if anything, it's the odd tactical change. Having said that, any areas, because the only change they had to make was Dickok in for Lynn once he had finished his quarantine, Michael.
Yeah, I don't think they'll change. They had such a great feel of winning that game that necessarily they should have lost. And very similar to MS Dhoni, Rohit Sharma, he didn't panic. Played well, go out again. I was saying played well, they played okay, they won the game. They've got that winning mentality, they know how to win from any position, which is a great feeling to have in a team. But historically, it tells you that Mumbai probably won't make a change, so we can move on.
But I will stay for just 1 second, and one question I have. If anything, has Marco Jansen done enough so far to keep his place? Joy.
I'm not sure he's done enough, but I think he'll be given a long rope. Because the way he is, see, with his height and his size.
Well, at 7 feet, you need a long rope.
Yeah, exactly. But the kind of bounce he has, and see, again, I've seen Zahir. Zahir likes projects. Okay, Marco Jansen is not the finished thing, not by a far margin. But he's a project, and he's got lots and lots of what they call upside. So they're going to persist with him. They're going to develop him. And, for all the bowling you do in the net, there's nothing like gameplay to do it. As long as they're winning, changing.